Hi, and welcome to the Name Game and Other Stuff. Come on in.
Scissors and string. Soon it will be spring.
Hi, and welcome to the Knitting Game and Other Stuff. This is episode 84, and today is the day after Thanksgiving, otherwise known as Black Friday, which means I do not go outside if I can help it. I did go and have lunch with the husband today. He had to go to work and I did not. But I don't shop on Black Friday. I refuse to go out there and just deal. I don't do well in crowds. So I like people, I just don't like crowds of people. So we're not going to do that. So I'm here and able to record, and it's nice and quiet. My daughter got a job at JCPenney, so she has been working Black Friday today, and she worked some last night because JCPenney opened like at 6 or 8 or something yesterday. So she worked last night. So that's kind of interesting to have people at work today and not at home. But it is nice and quiet, and I've been able to work on my show notes and everything and do some kind of neat experimentation. So I hope y'all like today's show, because some of the graphics and everything might be a little bit different. So I'm really excited about that. So getting into things, I'm Lesley, and I'm known as Pixie Knits in some way, shape, or form out there. And if you want to get in touch with me online, please see the show notes at myordinaryjourney.com. There you can find links to the Ravelry group, my Plurk, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and Google+. So you can find me there and keep in touch. Rolling on to the Ravelry group, I did mention that, so I want to say hello to our newest Ravelry group members. We have Anne Fran 25, and that's Anne. Joy B 87544, that's Joy. Then we have Lori 521, Lori. Then Alchemy, mysterious, no first name given, so ooh. And then Packy Knits 1, and that is Heidi. So, everybody that's joined, thank you so much, and I hope you have a good time here in the group. So we do have some birthdays coming up here in the next week, so happy birthday to Little Knitter 3, and that's Francis. Cat Straight, that is Cat. And Fun for Tracy, and that's Tracy. So happy birthday, everybody, and I hope you guys all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Not just the new members or the birthday folks, but everybody that celebrates. If you're in Australia or New Zealand or England or Europe or Asia and you're not an American, you may not celebrate. So if you ever are here in the States while we're having Thanksgiving, it's an interesting holiday. So moving on to shout outs, announcements, and general chit chat. Alright, so we had quite a few people join this week. So in honor of hitting our 200th Ravelry group member, I am going to do a membership milestone giveaway. So if you joined between person 101 and person 203, that's how many folks we have in the group right now, you are eligible to win this membership milestone. So what will you win, you may ask? So last year I picked up a skein of the Aurora Nomialis from No Makers, but I got the wrong one. I was so in love with it and wanted to get it so quick, I did not notice it's not the sparkly kind. So this doesn't have the stellina in it, but it's still beautiful. But I wanted the one with stellina in it, the sparkles. So the winner, because it's like getting cold out here, so yay, winter time. So I'm going to give away a wintry themed skein of yarn. So this is the The colorway is Aurora No Me Alice. It's the fingering sock. It's 75% merino, 25% nylon, and it is on the house gnome base. There are 462 yards for about 100 grams. So there you go. It's like green. Think of the Aurora. It's like that fluorescent green, kind of green and blues and purples for the night sky. So that's what you get. All right, so I said between 101 and, I put 203, and that's how many people are in the group. So I have my random number generator ready to go. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to generate number, and that's number 174. Okay, so number 174. Who is my big winner? High Mountain. There's no name given, no first name. So High Mountain. Hopefully you're a regular viewer if you watch. So let me go ahead and put your name in here. Go ahead and message me your information, and I will get you out your skein of Aurora No Me Alice. Yay! So congratulations. What fun. Yay! I don't get to do this often, so that is a real treat. So, I'm driving home today. I'm moving on now, so we gave the membership milestone giveaway. So I was driving home this afternoon from having lunch with my husband, and this song comes on, and I just love it. There's been a lot of artists come around lately, like, I think it's Lords with Royals, and then Lana Del Rey with Summertime Sadness, and some of these kind of like quirkier kind of pop singer type songs, but they've got some kind of like little catchy hook or something that just makes them a little different. Like in Royals, they've got some like the ending of the notes tweak up, and I like that. But there's a line in Summertime Sadness by Lana Del Rey, and it's at the beginning of the song, and it says she does her hair up big beauty queen style. So for some reason, every time I hear that line, okay, I think of Sarah Johannes, or Joan, I think it's Johannes, from Top Chef New Orleans. And for some reason, she reminds me of Dana from the Just One More Row podcast. I don't know why. So every time I hear this song, I think of Dana and I think of Top Chef. I don't know. Is it just me? I think they look a lot alike. But anyway, for some reason, and I think it's because Sarah does her hair up in like that 1950s bouffant, you know, and then I think Dana and the faces are very similar, and I think Dana could rock a bouffant. So, big beauty queen style, I give it to Dana this week. So, moving on. Another big news. We had my sister's wedding was last Saturday. So we were involved with wedding stuff last weekend. So Friday after work, I drove from Tyson's Corner over to College Park where the wedding rehearsal was. My sister and brother-in-law got married at the University of Maryland Memorial Chapel. So it was right there on campus, and it was so cool. And I was the coordinator for the ceremony, so it was my job to make sure everybody was where they were supposed to be when they were supposed to be there. Everybody was lined up. All the groomsmen had their boutonnieres, the groom had his, the dads had theirs, the moms and grandmother had theirs, I had one. So I had to do that the day of, and I had to make sure to coordinate with the photographer so he could get pictures of the groomsmen getting ready, and the bridesmaids and the bride, and the coming down the stairs, and making sure the music was right and everything. So I did that, and I was actually kind of in the wedding. So my brother and I, we did readings, scripture readings, and they were really beautiful. So that was nice. And then we went out to Annapolis to Michael's on the South River. It's like a pretty popular local crab shack was how it started. And then they have a banquet hall next door, which does it. I had prime rib because they had a whole bunch they did a seafood grill, and they did Maryland crab soup and cream of crab soup. So there was a lot of seafood there because it's Annapolis. It's right there on the water, but I'm not a big seafood fan. But their prime rib was spot on. It was amazing. And their vegetables, potatoes and green beans were amazing. And the cake was good. And then I got to see my aunt and uncle and all my cousins and all my cousins' kids. And it was a really great time. And we had a lot of fun. And my brother and his fiance, who are getting married in April, they came down from Philly. So it was a lot of fun. So even though it's been a short week, it's been a busy week. Because after the wedding and everything, then I had to go for a checkup at the doctor for my peripheral neuropathy. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's a nerve condition. I had elevated blood sugar over an extended period of time, and that damaged the nerves in my feet and lower legs. So I have nerve pain, which if you have shingles, that's nerve pain. It's similar to an amputee when they still feel their extremities there, but they don't have them. It's along those lines. So I have constant burning in my feet and legs. I have that constant feeling of burning. But then I also have, oh, hold on, the dog is barking. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know why the dog was barking, but anyway. I have nerve pain. Short and sweet. So I had been on this medication. It's originally for epileptic seizures to control them. And over the years you build up kind of a tolerance to the medication. And they could up my dosage, which is fine because I was really on the low end of the spectrum. But the problem is it makes you sleepy. And I can't be at work sleepy. So I'm transitioning to a medication. You guys might have heard of it before. There's commercials for it out there. It's Lyrica. And it's primarily used to treat epileptic seizures, nerve pain associated with shingles, fibromyalgia. So it's also used for the diabetic neuropathy, which is what I have. So I started that on Monday evening, and while I'm starting, my neurologist has me gradually coming up on the dosage of Lyrica. She's also gradually weaning me off my other medication. So I took the first dose of the Lyrica Monday night and then went to bed, so whatever. Tuesday I take this, my morning dose, and about an hour and a half later, I start to feel like really funny. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is kind of like this medicine. And I was reading the side effects the day before, and one of the side effects happens to be that you can feel high. And it's in quotes as high. And I'm like, okay, what's that mean? Well, I figured out what that meant on Tuesday. Now, thankfully, I haven't had that same feeling of being like, ooh, since then. So I think maybe every time I change my dosage, because I have to step up a couple more times, I might get that feeling, but I haven't had it again. So that was good. So that was different and interesting. So I had my doctor's appointment on Monday. Everything is fine. It's just, I have to go every year just to make sure that the medication I'm on still works, that I'm not, in pain or, losing, because it's one of those things where it's a really annoying and horrible condition. I'm sure it's debilitating in some individuals. Thankfully, mine is not that bad, but it does interfere with my sleep. So it would take me a while to fall asleep and be able to be calm, calm down enough and I would have to shake my foot. Can't wear, like, I can't have my feet under the covers. I'd have to have a fan blowing on my feet. It's just kind of really inconvenient, and it does interfere with my sleep. So every year I go back just to make sure I'm on the right dosage of the medication, that everything is fine and it's not getting any worse. So as long as I control my sugars, which I had a physical back in August and everything was fine, it won't get any worse. So anyway, then let's see, moving on. And then yesterday was Thanksgiving, so that's the week in a nutshell. Alrighty, so I don't have any events, so let's move on to the knitting game. Okay, so last time I recorded, which was last Wednesday, not the Wednesday we just had, but the Wednesday before, so it's been a week and a half, I announced that we were going to have a giveaway associated with the next group of knitting games, because we had a donor donate to the show, a cash donation. So I decided that I was going to have you guys help me pick the pattern I'm going to knit with the winner of the Pick Your Yarn knitting game. So the winner of the Pick Your Yarn, oh, this is not the right, where did it go? Well, that's not good. Oh, here we go. I have too much Into the World laying around, so I get kind of confused, so the winner of the Pick My Yarn knitting game was the Captain Tide pants in the Manchester base, which is a merino cashmere nylon blend. But I also have this laying around because I want to use it. This is the Pakoku base at 75% superwash, 25%. So I have this other Into the World in my spot. So I'm thinking that, you know, I'm looking for the dark burgundy color and blue, and that, whatever. So anyway, let me put that away. So the Captain Tight pants won the Pick Your Yarn. So what I'm going to do, or what I asked everybody to do, was suggest patterns in several different categories as entries into a contest to win something. I'm going to get a thing of yarn and send it out to the winner. So we had a good bit of participation. There were 33 patterns in total linked. And if you go back through the thread and you notice that there's multiple links to the same patterns in a post, I wanted to make sure everybody got credit for the pattern that they suggested. So I made sure that it was magic linked. All the patterns are magic linked now, so that when you go to the thread, and that's important for you guys to know, up at the top you can see the patterns that are linked in the thread. So that's how I was able to pull all these patterns together. So here's how the contest is going to work. It's going to be a 2-week, I don't know, race to the death type deal. So everybody that suggested a pattern, I've taken those patterns and binned them out, whether or not they're feet, legs, hands, shoulders, neck, or head. And what we're going to do this week is, in each of those categories, folks are going to vote for which pattern they want the most. And I apologize if you can hear the airplane buzzing my house. So what we're going to do is, for feet, for example, there are 7 patterns in the feet category. So you can vote as many times for whichever sock pattern you want to win. But you can also vote for hands, shoulders, neck, and hat. Now, I'm not going to have folks vote for legs because there was only one leg warmer leg pattern suggested. So that one gets an automatic buy into the next round. So what I'm going to do is, the winner from each of the categories from feet, hands, shoulders, neck, and hat will be moving on to next week. So then next week you guys will vote on the winners. And whichever wins next week, that is going to be the grand prize winner. That will be the pattern that I use to knit Captain Tight Pants on. And the person that suggested it will win a skein of yarn for their very own. Now, slight problem, but I have a solution. There were a couple folks that suggested the same pattern. So the Hermione Everyday Socks was one of those patterns. So if that happens to win, the overall winner of the, I'm calling it Pick the Tight Pants pattern knitting game, then I will random number generate either a 1 or a 2. And whoever suggested it first will be the 1. Whoever suggested it second will be the 2. I don't think I had 3 suggestions for the same thing. So either a 1 or a 2, and that's who will win the prize. Alright, so let's get on to this. So this week you're voting for your favorite feet, hands, shoulders, neck, and head patterns. Alright, so if you have any questions, there is a question thread, a Q&A thread there. Just put your post your questions in there and I will answer them post haste. So you have until next Friday morning to vote. So you can vote as much as you want, as often as you want, for as many patterns as you would like. Alright, so there's no winner, there's no in progress, finished, or in timeout knitting game projects. So we are going to move on to the other stuff. Alright, so first up in other stuff this week is knitting. And I have been doing quite a bit knitting, but it's been slow knitting because I am designing a new glove pattern. And I am using my Everybody Wants Hamsters and Then They Don't Know What to Do With Them by 716 Knits. And this is the 716 Cash Base. So it is a merino cashmere nylon blend. And it feels oh so good. And I am designing a pair of gloves in honor of my sister's wedding. So I'm going to call these the Rings of Love gloves. And I'm not going to show them to you yet because they're not done. So I've been having a blast. And man, people think I'm nuts because on the train I have my zombie bag. And I hook that onto the cup holder. And then I have my notebook. This is so hilarious. I have my notebook with my pen and everything. So as I'm knitting around, I'm writing down what I'm doing because I don't want to miss anything. So every time I go to knit around, I write it down first and the round number and everything like that so I don't get confused. So when I go to write up the pattern, it's very well documented. I don't want to have any mistakes. So in the near future, there will be a call out for test knitters. So that should be fun. Alright, so I've been working on my Rings of Love gloves. So no finished objects, no stash. In timeout, I bound off the first sock of my shutdown socks, but I haven't cast on the next sock because I'm using the same needles for my Rings of Love gloves. Haven't worked on my first shawl, the Rocky Coast Downton Abbey mystery, and my sweater, so yeah. Spinning, haven't done any spinning. I was going to ask for a woolly winder for Christmas this Christmas, but because my spinning has taken a significant drop lately, I decided I would hold off on that because I don't want my husband feeling bad because he spent like $300 some odd on a woolly winder and a couple bobbins for me and then I never use it. I know I'll use it, but if he spends that much money for something, I want to use it more frequently than what I have been. So I have a whole bunch of stuff resting still. I will get into that. I did have a stash enhancement for my spinning this week. I got my monthly installment of my Into the World Fiber Club. So this is really great stuff. It looks awesome, and when it's in the sun, it's so much more vibrant and beautiful than just in this crappy light here. But the blues really pop, and this green here pops almost like a fluorescent green instead of like this slime pond green. I'm sorry, it's not slime pond, but you know, this muted green, but when it's in the sun it pops like a vibrant fluorescent green, which is so awesome. But this is a Polworth Silk Blend. It is an 85/25 and its name is Surreality. So nice stuff. This is probably my favorite blend to spin, so this will be on the top of my list of stuff to spin. And then my other hobby that I've been enjoying lately is my needlepoint. I am not as far along as I could be. I'm just about as far as I was last week. I'm working on these poinsettia flowers. So I hand drew a poinsettia and I'm filling it in right now. So that's about it, folks. That's all I got. So don't forget to vote this week. That's going to be very, very important because the winners move on next week to the grand finale of the Pick Your Tight Pants pattern, which sounds so fun to say. You guys should just walk around saying Pick Your Tight Pants pattern, because it makes you kind of smile and it's a little happy, and people will be like, what are you talking about? And you're like, just pick your tight pants pattern. Just pick it. Just pick it. Alrighty guys, so until next week, don't forget to vote, and I hope you've enjoyed the show and some of the new tricks and video graphics that I learned. So I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.